House prices in the northwest of England are forecast to surge at over double the rate of that in London over the next 5 years, according to a report. Between 2018 and 2022, house prices across Britain are projected by real estate advisor Savills to grow by 14.2%. Savills expects different pockets of Britain will see marked differences in house price growth over the period. Its projections range from an average 18% increase in the northwest, a home to the northern powerhouse, to about 7% in London. The report said the northwest region in particular has a robust economic outlook and strong employment growth. It said house prices in the northwest are relatively modest compared with incomes, at around 5.6 times wages on average. Charlie Conruther, head of residential at Savills Chester, said, "The economic powerhouse in the region is clearly Manchester, with the wealth created through jobs in the city tending to migrate south to the outer suburbs and Cheshire villages such as Hale, Wilmslow, Alderley Edge, and Knutsford." He continued, "Further north, the Ribble Valley has various up-and-coming hotspots, like the town of Clitheroe and nearby village of Whalley." In London, house prices stand at about 12.9 times typical earnings. London's housing market has been pushing up against the limits of mortgage regulation and affordability for some time, said Lawrence Bowles, a research analyst at Savills. The Brexit vote was the tipping point that slowed price growth. Weakened sentiment combined with expected interest rate rises now point to small, short-term price falls next year. He said greater economic and political certainty should trigger a return to house price growth for London in 2020 but cautioned, this will be capped by borrowing constraints as gradual increases in the cost of mortgage debt impinge on affordability. The prime London market is expected to outperform the capital generally, with stronger growth, having seen some falls following stamp duty changes in recent years for top-end homes. Savills said property values in London have surged by 70% over the past decade. It said, the market has, therefore, become increasingly accessible only to more affluent, dual-income households, which will restrict potential future growth in the capital and, in turn, act as a drag on its commuter belt. House prices in London are expected to fall by 2% next year, before leveling off in 2019, with net growth of 7.1% forecast across the next 5 years. Looking across the country generally, Savills said cash buyers, who account for about a third, 34%, of all house purchases, have become more dominant, and this trend is expected to continue as others struggle to access the market. It expects to see a sharp fall in mortgage-to-buy-to-let investors over the coming 5 years, following various tax changes which it said had a combined impact of restricting activity in this sector. Savills said there had already been signs that some mortgaged buy-to-let investors may be selling stock.